Listen carefully. A growing number of skilled worker, health and care worker, and international student in the UK are suddenly receiving Home Office Curtailment Letters. And some of these letters no longer give the usual 60 days. Instead, they tell people to leave the UK immediately. If you are on a skilled worker visa, health and care worker visa, student visa, or a dependent visa, this is a video you cannot afford to miss. What's happening right now has already affected people in November, and it can happen to anyone who isn't prepared. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. If you're joining for the first time, I cover UK immigration updates, home office rules, and clear guidance to help migrants avoid costly mistakes. If this topic concerns you, make sure you watch until the end, because today's information can genuinely protect your future in the UK. Over the past few months, a noticeable increase in curtailment letters has raised concern among migrants across different visa categories, especially those on skilled worker and health and care worker visas. But here is the surprising part. It's not just the number of letters increasing, it's the type of letters people are receiving. Traditionally, when the Home Office sends a curtailment letter, they give around 60 days. This 60-day period allows you to find another sponsor, change visa route, submit a new application, or simply prepare your next steps. However, several people have now reported receiving a different kind of letter, a version that states you must leave the UK immediately, not prepare, not switch visas, not look for a sponsor, just leave. And this has left many people shocked and confused. What exactly is a curtailment letter? A curtailment letter is an official notice from the Home Office informing you that your current visa permission has been shortened or curtailed. It means the Home Office is ending your visa earlier than the original expiry date for a specific reason. Many migrants don't fully understand how serious this letter is until they receive one. And the truth is, it can be issued under multiple circumstances. Common reasons why the Home Office sends curtailment letters. Here are the most frequent triggers. 1. Sponsor license revoked or suspended. If your employer loses their sponsor license, every worker tied to that license automatically becomes affected. This is currently one of the biggest causes for skilled worker curtailment. 2. You have been dismissed or made redundant. When your employer reports to the Home Office that you no longer work for them, your visa conditions are affected because your permission to stay is tied to your job. 3. Students reported for non-attendance. International students who stop attending classes or fail to meet academic conditions can be reported, leading to a curtailment. 4. Relationship breakdown for dependents. If a dependent relationship ends and the main visa holder reports it to the Home Office, the dependent may face curtailment. 5. Breach of visa conditions. Any known breach, illegal work, reduced hours below sponsorship requirements, or failure to comply with immigration rules can result in a curtailment letter. These situations are serious, but they usually come with a standard 60-day window. The shocking cases I'm about to explain are different. The new concern: curtailment with no 60 days. Recently, several migrants have reported receiving letters that say they must leave the UK immediately, not prepare, not switch visas, not look for a sponsor, just leave. And this has left many people shocked and confused. Let me share a real example that reflects what many people are currently facing. A migrant on a health and care worker visa was working full-time, completing her contract at 37.5 hours weekly. Everything looked normal. Suddenly, her agency told her, "We don't have enough shift for you. We'll let you know when work becomes available." Because she needed money to survive, she began taking extra shifts elsewhere, which many migrants end up doing when their sponsored employer can't provide the required hours. Weeks later, without warning, the Home Office began investigating that care agency. And the employer, trying to protect themselves, sent evidence to the Home Office stating, "This worker has not worked with us for months." They provided payslips proving 0 hours worked without explaining that they were the ones who had no shifts to offer. Once the Home Office reviewed the evidence, the worker received a curtailment letter, but not the usual one.
This one instructed her to leave the UK immediately. No 60-day grace period. The employer carried on with business as usual, but the worker, who had done nothing intentionally wrong, found herself in a desperate situation. This is the sad truth. When a sponsor is under investigation, many will protect themselves by blaming the worker. They lose nothing. Migrants lose everything. Why is this happening? From immigration lawyers and multiple reported cases, 3 patterns are becoming clear. 1. Employers fear losing their sponsor license, so they quickly throw workers under the bus to save themselves. 2. Home Office investigations are becoming stricter, especially in the care sector, where compliance issues are widespread. 3. Evidence of 0 hours triggers red flags. If a sponsored worker has long gaps with no work, the Home Office often believes the migrant might not be genuinely employed, even when the employer is at fault. Why some letters tell people to leave immediately? There are 2 main reasons. A. The Home Office believes the breach was intentional. If they think the migrant knowingly broke visa rules, even if that's not true, they remove the grace period. B. They classify the situation as a serious breach, especially when employers provide evidence claiming the worker disappeared. The worker has not worked for us for months. We no longer have contact with this employee. The Home Office takes this seriously. What should you do if you see warning signs? This is where migrants need to be extremely alert. Many sponsors who bought or sold COS in the past, or who are already struggling to provide hours, eventually end up in trouble. Before an employer loses their license, the signs are always there. Fewer shifts, irregular payments, no compliance checks, disorganization, ignoring sponsorship duties, poor communication, sudden changes in staffing, failure to meet minimum hour requirements, late pay slips, no HR structure, non-existent training, untrained managers. If you're seeing these signs, start your job search immediately. Do not wait until the letter arrives, because the moment you receive a curtailment letter, finding a new sponsor becomes 10 times harder. You're under pressure. Employers know it. They hesitate. But when you apply before anything goes wrong, you're calm, you're confident, and you're more competitive. What options do migrants have after a curtailment? Immigration lawyers generally recommend 1. Switching visa categories. For example, graduate visa, spouse visa, student visa, rare but possible. Startup or innovator paths. Global talent routes for qualified applicants. 2. Applying under private life or human rights. This works best for people with children or long UK residents. 3. Appealing or seeking administrative review. Applicable only in specific cases. 4. Leaving the UK voluntarily and reapplying. This is often the only realistic option for single migrants with no dependents, no children, and no long-term ties to the UK. It's not the end, but it does require planning. What if you bought a COS or used an unreliable employer? If your sponsorship wasn't done properly, you must be proactive. Once you gain experience in the UK, start looking for a legitimate employer. NHS trusts, reputable care homes, large organizations with a proven history of compliance. Do not remain tied to an employer who made you insecure from the day one. Experience is now your leverage. Final advice to every migrant in the UK. If you're on a sponsored visa, stay alert, track your shifts, keep payslips in proof of hours.
Watch for red flags. Keep your CV updated. Build professional references. Apply for new jobs before emergencies arise. And, most importantly, never stay with an employer who cannot guarantee your hours, your compliance, or your immigration safety. Sponsors recover. Migrants don't. I hope this video has given you clarity on what curtailment letters are, why some migrants are now being asked to leave immediately, and what steps you can take to protect yourself. If you found this useful, please like this video so it reaches more migrants who need to hear it. And if this is your first time here, make sure to subscribe. I post important updates on UK immigration, skilled worker rules, health and care worker visa changes, and everything you need to stay informed and protected. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.